minute, don't know. Got a minute of your time. Got a minute of your. Hush, you gotta live right, and I'm never gonna let you out of my side. I've been knocked out, was a nice try, but I guess I get to keep my head on this time. God of the creation, the relations I've got, the only one that keeps me safe, the only one you should trust. For sure, it ain't right that I have checked the speck of dust from all of its side. Fall down, that from my height, cause I didn't see the plank I have in my eye.
This shirt today. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
It is a wonderful morning. Welcome, welcome.
It is a wonderful morning. Welcome, welcome. How are you?
Oh my gosh, did we start sounding alike? I totally said what you usually say.
No, I'm like, hey, what is up, beautiful people? That's normally my shtick. That's what I say in the morning.
Okay. Well, welcome to our podcast, From Vision to Success. We're excited to be here.
Absolutely. I got myself new tabletop boom arms because we were a bit too close before, and I could feel her breath, and it was
too close for his comfort.
It was way too close for my comfort. I could tell you. I would be able to tell you what she ate in the morning. That's how close she was.
I guess you never said anything though.
I didn't because I didn't want to make it awkward. But now that we have these, I'm okay with saying it. Yeah, 100%.
I know. I came in and I was like, oh, something looks different. And I'm like, is it attached to the to the table? It is not attached. It's just super heavy.
Oh, I love these things. And they're closer to your mouth, so then they'll be to pick up. So if you can just go like this. And
okay, and that's better?
And then
okay.
Go like that.
Oh, there we go.
See?
Oh, shoot. These are really good.
I know. Right?
Anyway, we're so excited to have you here. Make sure you pop in and say hello to us. I know we've been kind of hit and miss this month because it is a busy month for both of us.
Yeah.
You are busy with contracts and schools,
Yeah.
and I am just super busy with extracurriculars with my kids.
Yeah.
Life is crazy. Always at the end of the summer, right?
It is
or the end of the year.
It is always at the end of this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've mentioned it before, and again, it's because like all these schools have all these budgets and they need to get rid of it. And so I normally don't work Mondays, but I've opened up my Mondays even tonight. I have a parent engagement tonight. I have no more evenings available in the month of May. And I booked this about 2 weeks ago.
What about June? How's your June looking?
June's starting to die down. So I go back to like 1 to 2 a day. Like right now I'm doing like 3 to 4 visits a day. Yeah.
Whoa, that's busy.
So it's starting to die down in June, but this is my last week of just kind of like craziness.
Yeah.
And yeah, a school asked, they're like, we need you in May. We need, like it has to be a May event. And I'm like, I have literally no more evenings. And I never book a Monday.
Yeah.
Like I never, ever in my entire life book a Monday. And Monday's never a good day as well.
I know, because you talked to Seth, right? You talked to your oldest.
I talked to Seth, but but it's in the evening. So look, we're talking about 7:00.
Okay.
And so it's a Monday. Parents tend to not go to a parent engagement on a Monday. They normally hit Tuesday, Wednesdays, or Thursdays. Never Friday because it's going out weekend. Yeah. And never Monday because you're just coming off the weekend. But I was like, listen, if you want this, it has to be like this is the only Monday evening that I have.
An in-person parent engagement?
In person. So after this, I have to go do a teaser at that same school and just get them excited and remind the students, hey, bring your parents out tonight. And then I'll hit the gym. I couldn't do it this morning. And then I'm back at the school in the evening at 7, yeah.
Excited.
So it is super busy. And we thank you for your patience. And we thank you for being faithful. And we see the Matrix. People still log in, they watch the shows, and so we're super grateful for your support.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and so welcome to Vision to Success. If you don't know this podcast, Maria, why don't you tell them about the podcast?
I was like, I'm interested to hear what you're going to say. Well, this is where we share our nuggets of advice of things that have helped us to get from point A to point B. Yep. Think of it as like your little toolbox that can help you to get where you want to be.
Yeah. Your little toolbox.
We're like your little friends. Well, not little friends, but we try our best to share with you our tools. We actually have a lot of fun together as well. If this is your first time with us, Miguel and I are kind of like twins, but he was he was born a few years ahead of me.
How old are you?
I'm turning 40 this year.
Are you really?
So freaking excited. Yes.
No, you're not.
100%. You have no idea. I love my age.
Okay, relax.
I love getting older.
Hang on. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I totally do.
No, I'm okay. Dude, I thought you were like 35 or something like that.
No, listen, I'm turning 40. This is my last like couple months of being 39. I've been reading in books, and this one particular book that I love right now, it talks about how like your peak of life is between the ages of 40 to 65. That's when you're most creative, you're most confident, you're most like, you get access to all these amazing things, right? Because
Really?
you have, yes. I highlighted it. I shared it. I told everybody. I was already, like, my daughter's always correcting me with my age because, you know, like, women especially tend to not want to share their age.
And you look much, much older than you really are. Like you
I look much, much older, right?
Yeah, no, you look like you were okay. So
what do I
thought
look like? Tell me.
I want to tell you.
Okay.
So I thought you were 35.
But you're trying to be nice because you're like, really, you look like you're 45?
No, not because you look 35. Like you look like you're like 45, 50. Looked. But then I was like doing the math. I'm like, there's no way. So I thought you were in your 35. But yeah, never.
Hater. Listen,
Good job,
I
dude.
am like, people are always shocked to find out that I'm turning 40. I tell people that I'm almost 40, and Raquel always corrects me. She's like, no, mama, you're 39. Okay, so at the event that we had with the youth, we had a combined youth activity a couple weeks ago. His ward and my ward got together. Yeah. I hope your kids had fun. Like I had so much fun.
So I will tell you, the only complaint that they had, which is a nice complaint, is that
it ended too soon.
No, okay. That it you guys had to separate because the groups were too large.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So some had to go outside and some had to come inside.
Yes.
And so then they're like, we don't like. So they were having so much fun with you guys that they hated going in separate ways.
Oh, listen, I really hope so. I was up in there. I was playing basketball. I was a little rough because I think back and I was like, dang, should I tone it down? Like I'm running with my one of my young women's is like 12, just turning 12, and she has the basketball and she's like this, and I'm like, boom. And her face is like, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, was that too rough? And she's like, no. Oh my gosh.
Vicious.
And then I have to tell you, I think it was Isla or Vita. Okay, one of your twins. I was playing outside with them. We were playing football.
Yeah. Did you tackle her?
Kind of.
Please
okay.
Say yes. Please say
listen.
Yes.
So she reminded me so much of you. I'm like, she has that Martinez vibe, right? Anyway, whoa, is that the color that we are now, or is that just the way that we look here?
That is the color that we are. Why are we?
We're so white.
Wait.
Sorry.
Hang on, relax.
Not white in that one, but just like yellowish, right? That's not the right color.
Yeah,
that's weird. Okay, let's figure this out.
Keep going. Anyways,
okay, so I have to finish telling you the story, but this one you have to pay attention, so you're gonna have to fix this after, okay?
So all I hear is that you hurt my. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we were. Okay, it was an accident though, and after when she got the ball from me, she was like, "Rah!" Right? Anyway, so we're doing like, she's running to catch the football, and she catches the football.
Yeah.
Right. I think she catches it. I'm not sure. And we can't tackle, so we're doing double taps, right?
Yeah.
But I lose my footing as I'm doing a double tap, so I tap her once, and then I fling like this, and I karate chop her in her neck. I was like, and she falls back. I was like, oh my gosh. Here it is, an almost like 40-year-old woman.
Taking out an 11-year-old. And she's like super proud. I was like, yeah, this is what I did.
No, I did it. I was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? She's like, oh my God. She was awesome though. She's like, no, I'm okay. But then she did take the ball away from me, and she came up to my face and she's like, wah! I was like, and there's the Martinez in you. It was awesome. Yeah. I had a lot of fun, so I really hope your youth had a lot of fun.
So listen, now that Ulysses is here, so Ulysses is online. What's up, buddy? So he will tell you the stories where I was that times 2 with my youth when I was in Scarborough. Oh yeah, I would push him down a cliff. One almost drowned under my watch.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was bad. I took these guys.
You had to taper it down because we can't do that.
Yeah, now it's like, I probably shouldn't be saying this online, but like I took him camping. Mm-hmm. What's the Statue of Libertation? What is it called? Statue.
Oh, the one where they can't do anything after 5 years or something like that?
Yeah, Statue of Limitations.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that this falls under the Statue of Limitations. But anyways, I took him camping. And
let's just start with he's okay.
Yeah.
He is okay. He's alive.
They all lived. They all survived. But there's this one kid, he kept towel whipping me. And then I'm like...
he went back to his country because of like he was traumatized.
Oh, that was something else. Again, that's another story. But this one kid, he kept towel whipping me, and it hurt. And I'm like, dude, stop! Like, stop towel whipping. You know, ha 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 ha. And so I was like, forget it. And the key to towel whip is that the towel has to be wet.
Oh man, ooh.
That's when it's like you get that crack, whoosh,
yeah,
at the end. And so I'm like, dude, if you don't stop, I'm gonna towel whip you back. He's like, oh no, you're not. No, you're not. So he towels whips me one more time. I got so mad. I turned around. I towel whipped him right in the chest, and he's like, oh yeah, good job. So he stops. Later that night during camp, like our fire, he takes off his shirt, like a red mark, and it's like a little bit bleeding.
Oh my gosh! And that's when he went back to his country.
Right? No. This is another kid. This is a kid was he couldn't. He says he couldn't swim. He could swim. Anyways, so we kind of like encouraged him to jump off a cliff.
Oh my gosh! I think you told me this story before.
Yeah, but he was right. He couldn't swim.
Did you guys jumped in?
Yeah. And it wasn't deep. It wasn't like, it was just like 7-8 feet, and the cliff wasn't that high. Like, it was like 8 feet tall. It wasn't. It was innocent, right? And he just got nervous. That's the only thing. And so then he just kept like, I'm drowning. And so, anyways, we went in, we grabbed him, and we just stood up, kind of. And then we're like, you're fine. And then he was fine. But anyways, those were my stories. Yeah. So I completely understand how you karate chopped my daughter.
I know. She's so sweet. I love her.
Yeah.
Listen, she took the ball from me, and then she like, wow, on my face. I was like,
you're lucky it wasn't Vita.
I think it might have been Vita.
Vita, Isla's the more sensitive one. She's crazy, but Vita, she will, like, she would have taken out your kneecaps 100%. Like, she sees red, and she's just like,
she would have attacked me.
Yeah, she would have.
They're so sweet. I love.
Yeah,
your
they
twins.
are sweet.
Oh, I love you girls. I had so much fun. It was so.
I want to do it again, and I want to be there this time. So
yeah, you really missed out. Listen, I was like all up in there. When you put him on the roof of the car, probably going 100.
No, I did not go 100. Relax, Elisa.
This is you as a youth leader. Oh my gosh.
It was a from the camp to the beach.
Yeah.
It was like a 30-minute walk.
Yes.
And nobody wanted to walk, and we only had one car, right? And so I'm like,
so you just made it fit.
So I go, guys, there's 12 of us. I'm the only driver. I'm like, you can.
So you had 12 people kind of like squishing.
Yeah.
And then you had like a few on the roof.
Not on the roof, but on the trunk, on the back. Just sitting.
Okay.
Right? And then just like whatever. And then one kid, I think it was him, he's like, go faster, right? And so, I kind of did a little bit faster. And so I'm looking at it in the rear view mirror just to make sure that he's okay. And all I see is two legs. So I stopped the car. I'm like, hey guys, I think we lost him. And so it was just on the floor. And he's fine. Like,
everybody's okay.
I never did anything to harm them. It was just innocent, good fun. But at the end of every night, we read our scriptures, we said our prayers, and we talked about what we.
It was good Christian fun.
It was good, innocent Christian fun, right? Like, and then it bonded. It was 12, 14 of us. It bonded us all. They still talk about it, like when we get together. And it's just, anyways. But it was crazy fun.
I do have to agree that whenever you have these bonding experiences and you participate with youth and whatever it is that they're doing, the bonding is different than just kind of standing in the sidelines or like guiding them through it. Yeah. It's totally different.
Yeah, I've been when I was in the youth program, I had two types of leaders. The ones that would just
like a little more passive on the side.
Yeah, they just kind of like watched. Sat, did not
best leader ever.
Thanks,
Those
man.
are some good memories.
It is. Till this day, I love this guy so much, man. We had such a blast. But I had when I was a youth, we had some leaders that just kind of like sat off to the side and just watched and delegated. Still amazing leaders. Yeah. Great guidance, great advice. But the ones that I do remember were the ones that were in the trench with me, active, participating, and just creating memories. I had this one guy. He made a tower of. Oh no, I think I did it too. A tower of wheels, and he put me in the middle, and then he pushed me down the hill. I mean, I survived. I did it with these guys too. They survived.
See, they're good. Everybody's fine. That's what I say.
We're
See?
fine.
So
Yeah.
me karate and choppy, Isla Orbita, like
She
we're
will
good.
remember that
Like,
forever.
it was good, right?
Yeah.
And then my other little one, her name was Aubrey, when I out of her hand. It was bonding. Honestly, though, the smiles and like the fun, it was great. Yeah.
So I mean, I never want to grow old. I want to be that kind of leader, right? That just continues to like be in there
And you will.
Yeah.
You're very much like that.
I'm still, when I show up and we do these activities, I'm right there in the middle talking so much trash. Levi gets really, really upset because I'm like humiliating him.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I'm like, put your purse down, man. Come on, throw the ball. And like, does your girlfriend play baseball as well? Like I'm in there. I'm like,
oh
anyways,
man.
yeah. So anyways, that's good old days, the good old days.
So we should share the fun fact that usually we tend to dress alike for some reason.
Oh my
right?
gosh.
Like, so today we're very glad that we do not have similar colors, but it came to our attention that we are both sporting Superman.
I don't know if you guys can see this.
They can see.
So I have these belt buckles. I have about 8-10 of them, and they're like X-Men, Thundercats, Transformers, Decepticon, Autobots. Like I have a whole bunch of them, right, from the 80s. And I said Batman. And one of them is the Superman. And so I'm like, this morning, I'm like, what am I gonna wear? You know, which belt buckle, because they're interchangeable. Well, let me grab the Superman one.
And then I show up with a Superman t-shirt.
Oh, and I'm like, so this is my uniform now for work.
Okay.
It's just jeans and a black top that says MTC Life.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, she's not wearing that. There's no way. She knows what I wear now. I'm hoping that she doesn't wear black.
No, I just came in the Superman t-shirt.
This is sad.
See, we're connected.
No, we're not.
In the brain.
I hate it. I hate how you're in my head all the time. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast where we connect the dots in this podcast from vision to success.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a scheduled program that we want to deliver when it comes, which is finance.
Yes, we do.
But it because of our busy schedule, we haven't coordinated like the 10 episodes.
And I think we should do it back to back to back when we're able to deliver them. Like,
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. And we've been, and I think this is my last. I got maybe one more Monday, which is just down the road. And then anyway, so yeah, you're right. We should do them back to back to back. So today instead of going to finance, we're going to talk about something else.
Yeah, tell us, what are we talking about?
You know, so can I give you the history of all this?
Ooh, we're getting a history lesson.
There is a history. So
okay,
we had Work Conference this weekend.
Ooh, nice. I love Work Conference.
So
tell me. Okay, so for those of you who do not go to our church, Work Conference is when our stake leaders, what would you say? Like our leaders come into our church and they guide us, they teach us, they train us. They just kind of check in with us to see how we're doing. Yeah. And usually it's a training and a touch base, right?
Yeah. So I'm a comfortable speaker, public speaker. I've been doing this all my life.
Yeah.
In my mind, I bombed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. So I always rate myself good, better, best.
Yep.
And I did good.
Okay. So what was your topic?
And
you had to speak in sacrament.
I had to speak in sacrament.
So that's the first hour when everybody's combined in our church.
Correct. Mm-hmm. And so it's Bishop's choice, like whatever I want to talk about that I think that the members need to hear. And so I chose service. Mm-hmm. And just the importance of service.
So you just want to do a do-over. That's why you're choosing
service. Yes. So, but no, like I did my research on service for the talk. Okay. And I found some points that I'm like super interesting. So I want to bring them to you and I have a test for you too.
Ooh, okay. Let's do it.
But I good, better, best, like absolutely bad. I think I've maybe bombed once or twice, but it was good. The message was well delivered. It was well received. But inside, like I recorded it, so I do have it. But inside, I did not feel comfortable. I didn't show the confidence that I normally show when I'm public speaking.
Ooh, what? Like
because
why
the leaders were there, and
it just felt a little gun shy.
Threw me off so bad, like so. I absolutely hated it, and I did not like it.
Were you nervous?
I was, and I was messing up. I called President Ibanez. I kept calling him Aguiar. I'm like, yeah, now we're gonna have President Aguiar speak to us. And then I'm looking at the recording, and I can see all three of them laughing behind me because I kept messing up their names.
And you didn't realize that until after.
Until I noticed it. I did it about 4 times. I noticed it once because it was President Aguiar that had to do the sustaining.
Yeah.
Right. And so I called him Ibanez, and I'm like, no, not Ibanez. It's Aguiar. And then I did it again right before sacrament as I'm introducing everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But then I did it 2 more times. And in my mind, I said Ibanez, but it came out Aguiar. And I didn't notice until I rewatched the recording. And I'm like, yeah, Aguiar.
Question for you, real quick. Did you feel like that right after, or did you feel like that after you watched?
During the whole, what?
The like how you did. Like, did you feel kind of that you didn't do your best while you were delivering it?
100%. Yeah,
Okay.
as I was delivering my content, from the beginning, as I was like, welcome members, thank you so much for being here. I was already like,
You felt off.
Oh my gosh. And then I'm introducing the sacrament, and I'm like, I don't know what I said. And
It was just not your day.
It was not, honestly. And I had a good night's rest, and it was just not my day. And I felt really intimidated. And it's not like they're going to fire me or reprimand me or anything, but just the fact that you have your leaders there, and they're there to support you.
Yeah.
Right. But the fact that they were just there, I messed up the announcements, the introductions, like it was. And normally when I mess up, I'm able to turn it into a joke.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, oh, English, not my first language, right? Not very good looking. And so people laugh, and I roll with the punches. I could not even do that.
You're like,
Yeah, I was like, and then I get these guys.
and then you twitched. And then you came.
And so because that messed me up, when it was time for me to speak, I was already off my game.
You were in your head.
So one person came up to me and said, this was the best talk that I have ever given. So I know it was well received.
So it was the spirit. You know what? Like the spirit helped people understand what they needed to do.
Right.
But
Tegan did say,
this is not your best.
that she was, I was like, man, I was so nervous. Because normally when I give a talk, she comes right after me. She goes, oh my gosh, that was amazing. She didn't do that this time. And so I'm like, okay, let it be. I came home, and I'm like, so word conference. And she goes, why were you so nervous? And I'm like, I have no idea. And so last night,
are you getting teary? I feel like you have a gloss over your eyes.
I'm not. I was not in the right headspace yesterday.
Yeah.
And, oh man, if I could do it. And I was trying to be someone that I wasn't, and then that's what threw me off.
What do you mean somebody that you weren't?
Because I'm normally like this jokester, loud, like, hey.
But you wanted to be more formal because they were there.
And it threw. Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Because they were there, I would like to be like this prim, proper, presentable, whatever. But that's not me. And I'll tell you one thing right now. It is so important to lead, to be you. Yeah. Because people feed off of that. Yeah. And so because I was so prim and proper, the members were kind of like prim and proper as well. So President Ibanez, when he goes up there and goes, man, I love this word, but I have to tell you, you guys are somewhat serious. Like, because everybody was just...
They were feeding off your energy.
They were feeding off my energy. I own it. I mean, that comment was directed to me, and it was not towards them, because the members are normally like
more relaxed,
bubbly and relaxed and laughing and smiling and whatever. But yesterday, that comment was all on me. I take 100% blame.
You know what, though? I feel like opportunities like that are incredible because it takes you away from perfection, and it helps others to see, like, man, like, if he can mess up, I can mess up too. So I'm kind of glad that you had that little bit of a hiccup.
Yeah, screw you. I don't like that.
But you know what? These are opportunities, right? When we mess up, we like allow, especially when you mess up and you share it, it allows other people to be like, hey, okay, if Miguel messes up, it's okay for me to mess up, right? So I think it's a great opportunity. And I think it's a great opportunity for you to just kind of have that takeaway that being like, man, I was nervous because I was trying to be somebody that I'm not.
And I learned those 2 things.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 things, is just be yourself.
Yeah.
And just don't try and reinvent the wheel. And it was the one advice that got given to me when I gave my TED Talk. Yeah. And then because I was trying to, I kept watching all these TED Talks, and there's like some doctors and lawyers up there, and they had like, whatever PowerPoints. And I was like, oh, I'm not ready. I keep seeing all these TED Talks and how professional they are. And then one, it was a kid. He goes, Coach Martinez. He goes, you're always telling us to be ourselves. He goes, just be you. Yeah. And then I'm like,
that's what people connect with, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I sometimes second guess the things that I say, but then after I'm like, no, if I say it any other way, then it's not me.
Yeah.
Right? Because when I'm not me, I just get all tense and I get in my head even more. So I totally get where you were at.
Even the two jokes, the laughing points that I had, like, I even bombed those. I was like, and then New York.
What?
I'm telling you.
You look like you were choking.
I have like I recorded it because I wanted to record it. So we Zoom it.
Yeah.
Right. And so I recorded it, my part only, because I wanted to show Elias wasn't there. He was at a leadership conference and I wanted to show Seth on the mission. Yeah. And just send it to them, right? But yeah, like it was.
Did you send it to them or were you like,
I saw
delete? Sorry, I didn't.
I watched it last night. And again, it's good. If here's the thing is, if you don't know me and you hear the content, it was, this is a good talk.
Yeah.
Right? Because it was good. It was factual. I had some science points, and we're going to talk a little bit about it, but it was good. It was the, if you know me, you know it wasn't me up there.
I would have been like, I know it's funny because in our church, we have the ability to, like, everybody participates in giving talks, right?
Yeah.
But I have seen that sometimes, like, people kind of feel that pressure to be someone else. And then when they get up there, it's completely different. And you're kind of lost because it's very different than what they are, who they are, right?
Yeah. And they hire, especially for me, what I do, they hire me because of what I've been doing as my personality and my persona.
Exactly.
So if I go up there and I give them something else, this is not what we paid for.
Exactly.
Right. And so the Lord called me to be because of me and who I am. And up there, I was trying to be somebody who I wasn't. And so then I projected that onto the members. The members reciprocated as well. And then they were kind of like calm, cool, collective as well. And normally we're not. Anyways, we can just go around and around in circles here. But yesterday was not my best day.
Hey, good learning opportunity.
Yeah.
I enjoy when you tell me stories like this because I was like, yes, you needed that growth. You're a little too high on yourself. No, I'm just kidding.
And it's true. Be yourself. You were awesome just the way you are.
See?
I love, so Olsen, okay, I don't know how much I should be going into detail about this. We go way back, Jeanette and I.
Okay.
So we were friends in YLC.
Okay, so that's like in your teens?
In my teens, right?
Yeah.
And I thought she was awesome. And so we exchanged numbers. I asked for a number and whatever. But here's the thing is, right? And so it's going back to what you're saying about learning opportunities and growth. And Jeanette, I hope that you don't mind me doing this.
I know. She's like, careful, I'm a married woman now. I don't know if you're married.
I know. And so I do, and this is not a bad thing.
Are we getting the PG rated version? I'm just kidding.
Hang on.
Janet, I'm just kidding. Where are you going with this? I'm excited.
Let me finish. Hang on. This is not bad. And so I would call her to say hi, like to talk to her, right? Whatever. But her parents would pick up and I'd be like, can I talk to Janet? And so then the next day I would call and be like, can I talk to Janet? And it went on for about 3 or 4 days. And then her dad picked up the phone and I'm like, can I talk to Janet? And he goes, who's this? And I'm like, it's Miguel. And he goes, listen, Miguel, just to let you know, when people call somebody else, you normally say hi and you ask them how they're doing before you ask for anybody in the household. He was very loving.
Yeah,
he was very kind, right? And he was just like, you have to have this etiquette about being polite and just recognizing the person that picked up the phone. And then, it doesn't have to be a long conversation. It can be 30 seconds. And then you can ask to speak to whoever you want to.
Yeah.
And every time I call anybody, I always think of Jeanette's dad.
There we go.
Yeah, every time I call. And so I'm like, hey, how are you? Oh, so good to hear you. Yes, listen. Oh, all right, cool. Is so-and-so there? And I always do it. I always ask how they're doing, about their day before I get into business or before I start whatever.
Yeah. So
it's those little growth opportunities. So yesterday...
Wasn't he your bishop?
No, he wasn't. He was... So I was living in Scarborough when I was going to YLC, and you guys were living in Etobicoke. You were going to the Lehigh ward. Yeah, and so that's the whole thing. But anyways, that was that's a little blast from the past. But going back to what you're saying, yeah, the opportunities for growth, right?
Yeah. You got to embrace them. You can't like white knuckle it, because if you white knuckle it, you get into your head and then you repeat the mistake and then you keep it in your thoughts and then you feel all the emotions. It just becomes this big thing when in reality it's just an opportunity for you to grow.
Yeah. So let's see and I guess I learned from yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You made my day, my friend.
Oh, that's so sweet.
See, I told you it was PG. You know, yeah, you never know what's gonna come out of my mouth. All right.
Yeah, true that. Sometimes I'm like, what?
That's not true. So part of my talk was about service.
Okay.
Right? And so anytime I give a talk, and I guess it's because a lot has to do with pretty much what I do, I always have to back it up with science and studies and articles.
Okay.
So yesterday I took that approach.
Okay.
I'm like, you know, I went into the service opportunities and all these different things. And then I looked up any article or anything that actually talks about the science behind what happens when you serve others.
Is it the dopamine effect? Like, do you talk about the neurotransmitters? There's a feel-good hormone.
Yeah, dopamine's not mentioned.
Oh, okay.
There's two of them, which is oxytocin and...
Serotonin?
No, oxytocin is one of them, and the other one is endorphins.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I found, we're not going to go through all the articles, but I did find 18 articles. We're talking BBC, National Centers of Biotechnology Information, University of Michigan, Harvard, Princeton, Cleveland Clinic, Mayo Clinic, psychology.com today. 18 different things. And out of all of them, I picked up 9 that were most repeated amongst all the articles.
Okay, what were they?
So I want to let you know the 9.
Okay.
We're gonna go one by one, and just give me your thoughts on it.
Okay.
All right. So why you should give service unto others? Ready?
Okay.
So, number 1, it increases your oxytocin levels. An act of kindness can lead to the release of oxytocin, often called the love hormone, which can enhance the feeling of trust and bonding.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Every time I do something kind for someone else, like we were at a football game. Joey's in football, and I became the assistant team manager, just somehow.
With everything else that you don't do.
I know.
Freak. Okay.
So Mike meant to say no, that I couldn't do it.
But he said yes. She'll love to do it.
The way that he said it sounded like that I would love to do it, but I wouldn't be able to be like there on a certain day. And the head coach was like, "Oh yeah, that's okay." And so we were both laughing about it because, as you know, my life is. I should have brought my like schedule for the week literally jam packed. Anyway, but I feel so good when I am connecting with kids, with youth, with adults, right? Yeah. And just even the fact of like tying their shoelaces, or at the end, it was like such a tight game and they were crying. One of them, there's this one kid that has a really hard time. He's like punched a couple kids in the, he punched my Joey. He literally punched my Joey, right? So one day they were like doing a scrimmage. So they were like going at it together. Part of the game, they're supposed to block each other. The kid got really frustrated and went, poof, my Joey fell to the ground. Right? Thankfully, I wasn't there. Mike is coach there. So he was like, you're not allowed to play in this field. They had this big conversation. However, you can tell that the kid is struggling, right?
Yeah.
He did it again with someone else. And I don't know why. Like, I just have this love for this kid, right? I think he's struggling. Anyway, so he was there. And I'm very mindful of him on there. And so I kept reminding him, keep your helmet on. Keep doing this. Keep doing that. At the end, he was crying because we lost the game by 1. It was like a super intense, tight game. And when I was talking to him and I was getting him to focus and I was getting him to breathe, he kept crying, but he calmed down quite a bit. And then he left. I felt so good to be able to be that person that kind of helped him through that, right? Yeah. And I even feel better to be the person who's like more mindful of him, even though he's had so many difficulties, and even with my son, right?
Yeah. So I had a problem with one of my companions on my mission. Yeah. And my mission president just looked at me and said, serve him. Yeah. So make him breakfast, press his shirts, do his laundry, just find a way to serve him. And
it changes hearts.
It did. It like, I did it. And this is mindful. Like, this was his, I know I don't like to take blame sometimes. This was all his fault. He punched me. Yeah. Right. I scared him, and I scared him in front of people, and he didn't like it. And so he swung and he hit my chest in front of people. So I was like, okay, I was calm. It was cool. I was like, we're going to talk about this when we get back to the apartment.
Yeah.
And I was like, if you ever touch me again, like, we're done. Right.
Yeah.
And so went back to my mission president, and I kind of told him, and goes, just serve him. Just find ways to serve him. I love this guy. Ended up loving him, and we served a phenomenal mission together, like an area, right? So yeah, like the acts of kindness to somebody, it creates this trust and bonding experience when you serve.
Yeah, it's so true. I love complimenting people too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a way to serve others too, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I even said in my talk, smile, text, or talk, or a high five, just something to let them know that you're there. It goes, you're serving that person, right?
I went to Food Basics and I was looking for hot dog buns. Couldn't find them anywhere. They were like all cleared out, right? So I asked one of the guys that was working there, and I'm sure that like the grocery guys, I'm sure people are not very nice to them, right?
Oh yeah.
So then I was like, hey, do you know where the hot dog buns are? And he just pointed to the thing, and I was like, oh, thanks, you're awesome, right? And I walked away, or like something awesome, amazing. I can't remember. He literally, I like turned around, he was behind me, and he gave me the hot dog buns. I was like, oh, thank you so much. He didn't have to. He was like on the other.
So he had them the entire time?
No, he didn't have them. He actually walked to the place where the hot dog buns were on this tower. And he grabbed them for me and put them on top because I was carrying some stuff, right? He just pointed to where it was. But I just said, thanks, you're amazing. And then he came and he just gave it.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I'm
cool.
It's pretty cool. So yes, absolutely. I'm like, imagine how you feel when somebody compliments you or does something nice for you or your kids.
That's my love language.
Acts of service?
No, I could care less about that.
But that is an act of service. We're talking about service.
No, I know. It's compliments.
Oh, compliment. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The 5 love languages?
Yes.
You know the book that I referred you to?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Listen, I am who I am because of Miguel.
Everything she is because of me.
Thank you.
Thank
you for serving me in such high and mighty way.
I did it. I created Maria Bunt. She should be Maria Martinez.
What?
Because, not because of... Relax. I'm talking about... Jeez. I'm talking about, man, you know what I'm talking about. I don't have to explain myself. Get out of here.
Because you created this wonderful version of me.
I have.
Yes,
I've created.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Forget Mike. Like, it was all you.
Yeah.
Forget the million books I've read. It was all you.
Let's go to number 2.
Okay, what's number 2?
It reduces stress.
Yes.
It says here that helping others can lower the levels of cholesterol.
Cholesterol. Or
cortisol.
Oh, cortisol. I was like, cholesterol? Cortisol?
Sorry, my bad.
Cortisol is a stress hormone.
Yes. Yeah. And so, sorry, English, second language. Helping others can lower the levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, which is what you said, which can and could and will reduce overall stress.
100%. 100%.
See, I didn't know that one. I did not know. I didn't know that serving, and I think it has to go back to the love, the endorphins and the oxytocin.
Yeah.
Those two chemicals.
They're opposing. They're there, and you can choose to either your body will use either oxytocin if you're serving, or if you're stressed out, it will use cortisol.
Right, but these two, the endorphins, which again we haven't talked about yet, but then the endorphins and the oxytocin, they help reduce the cortisol. Mm-hmm. But I never, anyway. So I did not realize that. But when you're engaged in the salvation or the help of others, it helps reduce your overall stress.
Yeah. I've had situations where I've been so stinking busy, and I've been because so in our church we do ministering, which is we serve one another, and we get a group of people that we are mindful of and whatnot. And a couple months ago, I made it a goal to be very active in it. That's something that I was highly overwhelmed by it, because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so busy. Like, how could I even do this? Because I'm so busy. And I had every single excuse. Yeah. And I've shared this with you before, where I was walking and I distinctly had a thought in my mind where it was, you need to serve. You're struggling because you need to do your ministering. Yeah. And I kid you not, that stress that I was feeling, gone. I was feeling stressed all the way up until I went into the house. I visited. When I came out, I had a little pep in my step. Yeah. I was coming out like that. So absolutely, I concur with that.
I agree. I completely agree. Number 3, it improves your mental health. Yes. Engaging in the act of service can lead to increased feeling of happiness and decreased symptoms of depressions and anxiety. It's called the helper's high, which is a term often used to describe the uplifting and feeling of others performing the act of kindness.
I love that. Yes.
The helper's high. I feel it too. Sometimes like, I don't want to go visit this one person. I don't want to do this. And it's just, I don't have time. I haven't seen my family. But then I do it. Exactly like you, there's a pep in my step, and I'm like, who else can I go visit? And it's like, I need to continue. And then it's addictive. And that's why sometimes when we're watching these service, like these videos on YouTube or whatever, where it makes us feel good, we want to watch another one.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just like this reoccurring thing, right?
That's me with Mr. Beast philanthropy. Have you ever seen his videos?
No.
Oh, so good.
He's good.
Honestly, if you want like a feel good service oriented video, he will.
In Mr. Beast, I don't follow YouTubers or streamers like a lot, or any. With him, so far, he's been very genuine. So like, he makes a bucket loads of money.
100%.
But he gives like 90% away.
100%. Which shows you the more you give, the more you get.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And so I'm hoping he is genuine, because again, you never know online, on screen, or whatever.
Yeah, I choose to believe that he is. Like, my kids were so heavily into him, and they were like, "Oh, Mr. Beast does this, that, and the other," and I was kind of like, "Yeah, whatever. He probably does it for the likes."
Yeah.
And then I watched his philanthropy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's been in a couple of podcasts, and just what he does and why he doesn't.
Yeah.
So I've drank the Kool-Aid when it comes to Mr. Beast, and so I'm hoping. And again, I'm hoping.
Listen, I'm there. I'm not hoping. I know.
Well, you never know, because
listen. I know. He's an incredible man. If you were gonna watch a YouTuber, Mr. Beast is the guy. Beast.
All right, unless he does something bad, then we don't sponsor him. Number 4, serving others enhances physical health. So volunteering and helping others have been associated with the lower of blood pressure and the longer lifespan. It may lead to the improvement of cardiovascular health due to the physical activity often involved in volunteering. Mm-hmm. So you're not just sitting at home watching television. You are helping somebody move a couch. You're helping make bags for the homeless. You're moving around. You're washing dishes in the soup kitchen. You're going and visiting families. You're going to do that activity.
Yeah.
You're not just bumming around doing nothing at home.
It totally makes sense to me too, because of that cortisol level. That cortisol level is lower. Usually stress brings up your blood pressure. So if you have lower cortisol, of course your blood pressure is going to be better.
I agree. Number 5, it boosts your self-esteem. Helping others can improve your sense of self-worth and confidence. It reinforces the ability to make a positive impact. Yeah.
I read this quote that says that we heal ourselves through healing others. And I really loved it. I was like, yes.
You know Elder LaFrance?
Yeah.
So he said that when you are engaged in the salvation of others, the byproduct is your own salvation.
Yeah.
I stuck with me, right?
I love that.
When you are engaged in the salvation of others, the byproduct of that is your own salvation. Yeah. So essentially you save yourselves as well, right? Mm-hmm. Number 6, better social connection. An act of service often leads to a stronger social network, which can provide an emotional support and reduce the feeling of loneliness.
Yes, I feel like as much as I've given, I've received so much even more. Yeah. When we were going through my dad passed away, the amount of service that I received, both through messages, people just being kind to me, and then we actually received meals for 2 full weeks. Wow. That was an incredible service to me and my family. I could not have done it without the group of people that helped me and were mindful of me and my family. Yeah. But I truly do believe that we get what we give, right? So I'm like, just as I've tried to put a priority in me giving, I feel like the same thing I've gotten in return and even more.
Yeah. It increases of the endorphins now. It performs number 7 social connections. We talked about that. So number 7 increases endorphins. It performs acts of kindness, can trigger the release of endorphins, which are natural painkillers and mood elevators produced by the brain. Mm-hmm. So and here's the interesting thing is, right? I've always associated endorphins with physical activity, like working out, sweating, and doing all these different things. Never did I associate endorphins to service.
Mm-hmm. That's why you love it so much.
right? And it's the painkiller, right? Like it's the natural Tylenol, it's the natural Advils.
Yeah.
These things it releases, and you just overall you're not tired. And this is the thing that boggles my mind as well. When I've been tired and somebody's like, can you come and give me a blessing, whatever, I'm tired, I'm like, I gotta wake up early the next day, I just finished coming from the gym, my muscles hurt, I do it, and it's the best sleep that I get. And then I wake up in the morning and it's just like I'm not tired, I'm not hurting, I'm not whatever, and it's just this overall physical, just absolutely incredible the way that I feel afterwards.
Yeah.
Um
Bev says, I would agree about making connections. When I serve, I find to judge people less and love people more. Yeah, then you're more authentic and can make more genuine connection. So true.
So the stake president actually talked about that. Now, when you serve, don't judge. Try and see them as through
God's eyes.
God's eyes, right? And so you don't know their situation. You're just there to minister. And so, yeah. Number 8, a sense of purpose. Serving others can provide a sense of purpose and meaning in life, contributing to an overall well-being and life satisfaction. I don't know if you ever had somebody just come up to you and be like, because of you or your message or you did this or you said that, I'm now in a much better place. You walk away like, oh my gosh.
You feel like $1 million.
Right?
Yeah.
There's no payment that can compensate for that feeling.
Getting messages like that truly does make my day. I had a young woman from my past when I was the Young Women's President years ago. She messaged me and she just like, I remember our connection. I don't remember anything specific that I did though. Yeah. But she talked about how much of an impact I made in her life. And then she invited me to her wedding. Wow. I was like, yes, of course I'm going. Yeah. Wow. But it's just these connections that you never know the impact that you can have on someone else's life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And last but not least, and this is a very powerful one. It says here, it lowers your rates of depression. Volunteering and helping others can reduce the risk of depression, particularly in older adults, by keeping them engaged and socially connected.
Yeah. I follow this doctor whose name is Dr. Hyman, and he's a functional medicine doctor, basically talks about all things that can help you live a long life. Yeah. And he says that the number one killer for older adults is actually losing a sense of belonging and connection. Is not what you eat, is not how fit you are, is losing a sense of connection. Yeah. And when he said it, I was like, oh my gosh, it's so true, because when you're alone with your thoughts. Yeah. And we tend to give our thoughts like way more credit than what we should. And then we just spiral down.
So true story, husband and wife, husband passed away. They were like in their 80s, close to 90s, whatever. The wife lived with her granddaughter, and the grandmother would help with getting the children ready. And this happened in our stake.
Okay.
Yeah, and such. I don't want to mention people's name, but this grandmother helped with the mom or the families with the grandchildren. So getting them breakfast in the morning, taking them to school, very active, going up and down the stairs, just absolutely amazing. When the last child started going, and so there was like 1 or 2 kids still left at home, and she would help take care of them and raise them and all this other stuff. So mom and dad can go out and work. Yeah. When the last child ended up going to, was able to go to school and walk by themselves to school, the grandmother got sick, and she was in the hospital, and she was done, and like she was like whatever, and then the granddaughter is like, oh, grandma, don't go. And she goes, no, my time is done. I've served up to your capacities and all your needs. Your kids don't need me anymore. I want to go see him. I want to go be with him. And within a couple of days, she passed away. Wow. So the body just gave up, right? Like it was like there was no more sense of purpose. Like I'm not needed anymore. I've served all these children. I've given everything that I have. Take a step back. Nobody else needs my help. I'm gone. I'm back to.
Wow. I feel like my goal in life is so different because I want to live till I'm 95, right? Yeah. And I know essentially living that long, that means that I am going to lose loved ones along the way, right? Yeah, like I hope that Mike and I can be together all the way up to 99 and even further, right? But I often think what my life would be like when I lose loved ones. Yeah. And I think that I don't want to lose my purpose in life, that my purpose in life is to serve those around me and not always necessarily family, right?
The old Latin families tradition, that's what it is. It's like the woman, my mom, she's cooking, cleaning, and she's doing, and I'm like, Mom, relax. You're in your happy years. Just sit down, enjoy.
But no,
whatever.
you can't do that though, because there's a sense of purpose, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, everybody needs that sense of purpose, belonging, of being able to feel useful.
Yeah.
If I know sometimes as kids, and when we have older parents, we're like, oh no, don't do that. But then we're taking away that ability for them.
Exactly. And if we take that away, then the depression kicks in.
Yeah.
Right. Because again, serving lowers your depression rates, right? And so if I'm telling my mom, no, you can't. Now, if I'm telling her go clean the dishes because whatever, that's a different story, right? But like, she wants to do it, and for me to tell her not to do it, I'm actually hurting her versus helping her, right?
Yeah. I tell my mom, listen, live your best life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your mom's like killing it right now.
Did you see her?
She
My mother, listen, my mom sometimes watches this kind of stuff. I told her that she's, you guys know that song, that Pretty Girl Era? I told her she's living in her pretty girl era. There's this one version that it's like, I don't care, I'm in my pretty girl era. I'm like, that's you, Mom. Listen, my mom is killing it.
Well, my mom, when she goes to these meet greets, whatever, the seniors get together, whatever, I'm like, Mom, I'm like, careful. And she goes, for what? And I'm like, listen, like, she's like, what? And I'm like, I don't want another dad. And she goes, and she's like, you never know. And I'm like, oh, no.
Come on. Your mom might want to.
I don't want another dad. No. I don't want another. But check this out. So, we got Ed.
Hey, Ed.
I
knew it, everybody. Maria's a superwoman. Her shirt is Unveil the Truth.
Shirt. I didn't see the R.
So you didn't see what?
The R in the shirt.
Oh.
Like, Ed.
And this is a P. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, PG has Unveiled the Truth. I already know she was super, but now it has been confirmed. Thanks, buddy. Yeah. That's so kind of you. Thank you. Yeah. I am a super. No, just kidding.
Relax. And so I got 9 invites or 9 things to think about, and we'll put this on the chat afterwards. But for those who are watching, and then for you, I want you to think about these things.
Okay.
And then what can you do today to serve others? There's 7 things. Ready?
I'm ready. Okay, tell me.
So number 1. What can you do to make someone's day easier today?
Okay.
Number 2, how can I surprise a family member with a small act of kindness?
Okay.
Number 3, is there a chore or a task I can take over for someone in the family?
Okay.
Right? So something that you normally wouldn't do. And then it's not like it's his job, right? But is there something that you can do to take off his plate to make today his life a little bit easier?
Okay.
Right? Number 4, what fun activities can you do together to create a happy memory today?
Ooh, okay.
Right? Number 5, how can I show appreciation for someone, something in a family member that does regularly?
Okay.
Right? So let me repeat that one again. How can I show appreciation for something a family member does regularly?
Mm-hmm.
Number 6, is there a way that I can help a family member achieve a goal or complete a project?
Okay.
And last but not least, number 7, what can I do to make our home environment more pleasant and comfortable for everyone?
Okay.
So I'll post these 7 invites, right? You are not obligated to do all 7. But if there is 1 or 2 or 5 or 6, or if you want to take these 7 and spread them out throughout the day and then do one a day.
Throughout the week.
Right, throughout the week. So 1 a day, you are invited to follow along. And so do them.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what the benefits are right? We just talked
about them.
Yeah, we just talked about those benefits.
Yeah. So by you engaging in one of these things, it will help with these nine things.
Okay. I'm going to think about it, and then I'm going to pick one to do today.
So I'm going to call you out, right? Next week.
You're going to call me out. Yeah.
Are we connecting next week?
Oh, I don't know. Are you available next week? Yeah. I'm pretty available for the next little bit.
Okay. So first of all, this Saturday, are we doing the Come Follow With Us?
June
1st.
June 1st, Joey, I have to be in Burlington. I think it should work out. Let me confirm with you when I get home.
Okay. So I'm available too. The only thing that I have is a barbecue with my friends from high school.
What?
Yeah, they're coming over. This is going to be insane.
That's so much fun. Just them or their families or everybody kind of thing?
Their families as well.
Oh, that's going to be so much fun.
So do you remember our era not our era, but there's a style called Genos?
Yes.
Do you remember the Genos?
Yes.
Okay. So my group of friends, there were a lot of Spanish guys.
Yeah.
Right? And so we started dressing like
Genos.
but we didn't want to be identified as Genos. And so idiot me. And one thing you have to understand about our friend, like my friend group, is that if you made any mistake, if you said anything wild, funny, like we would make fun of you until you like moved schools. Like we were harsh, right? It was all in good fun. We just joked around, right? Whatever. And so I'm like, oh man, we don't want to be known as Genos. So we should be called Spinos.
So you guys are the Spinos?
So no, so I said that. They all started laughing at me, calling me all these names, whatever, and it's just relentless. So I had to like really quickly find somebody else to make fun of so we can turn the attention to somebody else. But anyways, they're like, because my birthday's coming up next week, and so like we should have a Spino barbecue. So I mean, 30 years later, right? They're still talking about this one thing that I did back in high school. Man, whatever. So anyway.
So your Spino barbecue, I'm gonna definitely. You're gonna have to share next Monday how it went.
I got some pictures for you. So yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of guys from high school coming together. So I'm good for the podcast, and then next Monday. Mm-hmm. I'm good for the for podcast as well.
So I'm good for next Monday. Mondays, yeah, I'm good for next Monday.
Okay.
For the Saturday, I'll let you know.
Okay.
All right.
So we got some comments here. Mike B says, technically it's my shirt.
Oh yeah, it is. Oh. I told you. I said that before.
Didn't.
Yes, I did.
No,
I said this is Mike's shirt.
No, you didn't. You 100%. Said this is my favorite shirt that I purchased, that I bought, that I got.
First of all, I said it's my favorite shirt that Mike has. Well, one of my favorites. He has this, I steal his clothes. Sweaters, t-shirts. But this one's so nice. It's so light. And like, I just hate tight stuff.
But it's not
anyway,
yours.
I'm wearing it today. So yes, it is mine today.
You're going to get it all cootied up and stuff like that. And so Edward says, my family is like The Incredibles. Makes total sense.
Oh, your family's like The Incredibles.
Bev says, Maria helped me out yesterday. What'd you do?
We ran primary. So it was the youth. It was like all of us. We ran primary because primary had teachers council. Oh. Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was good. We had a new, we had somebody. Okay, super cool story really quick before we go.
Yeah, we got time.
There was this man that was investigating our church. He was in he kept coming on and off for a little bit of time. He was an atheist. That's what he said, right? Yeah. So one time I was teaching a new class for people who were visiting and people who are new members. And after he came up to me and he's like, why the heck are you so happy? Because like, why are you so happy, right? Had a conversation. That's when he told me that he was an atheist, can't find happiness, doesn't understand how people actually feel happiness. And that was the last time I spoke to him. So now fast forward 2 weeks. It wasn't even that long ago. So fast forward 2 to 3 weeks. I didn't go to church last week because we were away. We go to church yesterday. I'm sitting and he got baptized. So he was being confirmed a member of the church.
Stop.
No, I was like, hold up a minute. This man looked like a different man. Wow. Smile, happy, like a little pep in his step. I had to hug him. Yeah. I was like, because we had such a wonderful conversation and he just opened up like how he felt. He wasn't in a good place in his life, and all that I said was like he did say, you know what, this is the place where I feel something, so that's why I keep coming, but still identified himself as an atheist. He didn't believe in God, right? Wow. Yeah. So anyway, we had primary. And I knew we were going to be taking care of primary, and with Come Follow Me, we're going to be talking about baptism and the Holy Ghost. And I thought to myself, I was like, what a great opportunity for this gentleman to be able to share his baptismal, like when he had his baptism, his feelings and like how he felt it went, and have like a Q&A. I asked Beb. Beb was like, that's a great opportunity for the kids to be able to ask him questions. So anyway, we went that way. He came to primary.
Get out of here.
Yes. He had like the whole time, he was just like a big smile. Our primary is big.
Yeah.
Our primary is primaring.
How many do you have?
I don't know how many, Bev. Like, it felt like we had a solid, like, 30 kids yesterday.
Stop. We're struggling to go double digits.
Oh, really?
We're just under 10.
Oh, okay. No, we have quite a bit of kids. Maybe like 20 to 25. Definitely. Because we have big families that have moved into our ward as well because of the temple. So they're from the States. They're going to be moving out. Yeah. But literally our ward has been blessed with a ton of children.
Wow.
But so
45. What the heck?
Are you serious? That's insane.
Jinx.
Yeah. Literally, right? I don't, it felt like 45. I don't know if there was 45 there yesterday, but it felt like 45.
Wow.
And we have a few runners. It's kids, right? I mean, like, they're kids, right? Anyway, he was in the back. We were singing like a song, you know, the foolish man built his house. So we were singing that and he was like smiling. And then at the end, after we talked a little bit about baptism, we invited him to come up and then he shared how he felt. And then the kids and the youth, I actually feel like the youth were way more engaged as well because the youth were like, why did you get baptized? How did you know that you were ready to get baptized? How did you meet the missionaries? Met the missionaries through Instagram. How cool is that?
Wow.
Yeah. So then at the end, my favorite line that he said, he's like, before I got baptized, my heart felt black. Now that I'm baptized, my heart feels white. Wow. I was like, oh, goosebumps. Listen, wow. I was like, that man is incredible. I'm just so happy that he was so willing and able to do.
Jeanette Olsen, hang on. Are you saying that you have over 100 children?
Okay, where are you?
I think she's in Utah.
Oh, that's why. Because I was like... I was going to say, oh my goodness. And that's like just the block. I'm sure you guys have like 4 blocks.
That's insane.
Yeah. It's different, right?
No,
like when you go to like, I was thinking maybe Alberta, maybe Utah.
Yeah,
right?
Utah.
Yeah.
Edward here. Do you remember Miguel's era called? Anyways.
Electric Circus. Yes. I remember that.
Why do we keep reading Ed's comments? Who is this kid? Anyway, David Uloa, sharing is caring. Yes, I agree. But then.
Sharing is caring. Go, Mike.
No. But hang on one second. Yes, sharing is caring, but you want things back.
Oh, we live in the same house.
My book?
I need to buy you a new one. True story, because that book has seen better days. So let me buy you a new one. Yeah.
But I had that book marked and stuff like that.
Please, you had marked like a chapter.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
I'll bring it so you can see it.
I will.
Yeah, it's like a chapter.
There's no way I marked only a chapter.
You did not finish reading the book. Did you finish reading the book?
Of course not, because I was more concerned.
No, at that point when I was actually talking about the book, you had already stopped reading it for a little bit.
No.
Yes, you have.
I'm not like.
Yes, you have.
Oh,
you know how I know?
Tell me how I know.
Because you told me it was your New Year's resolution that you were going to start reading books.
Yes.
And you started in January.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
By the time I was like using it, it was March.
No, dude.
Yes, it was. I remember.
Your math doesn't make any sense.
My math be mathing.
Just like how your primer is primering. You can't just take a word and turn it into a verb. You know that, right? Oh, Maria's Mariaing now.
100%. That's what I always talk to Raquel. Where I was like, people be peopling.
So sad. So sad. 45, Bev's over 100. Yeah, in Utah for 4 nurseries.
That is, wow. That's amazing.
Wow.
That is incredible.
Oh, Anna says, Anna Limon, I remember Miguel on Electric. Why are we bringing up Electric Circus? Who was the first one?
We had, so a friend of ours shared a video of him in his overalls. Gosh. I need to find it. I need to post it.
You guys need to finding this.
I don't know if that's what you're...
That's not exactly... Miguel is Migueling.
Miguel is Migueling.
But yes, I used to dance. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Why are we talking about... We're talking about service. This has nothing to do with service.
Let's listen. David has some good points. He says, hey, Mike is showing Christ-like attributes. Listen.
Right. Although the shirts Maria's can take me credit for being a superwoman. Ask Andrew.
David be Davying.
And Bev with her comment, ask Andrew, he found it.
Listen.
Don't.
Please, you know what? One of these podcasts, we're going to have it on here and we're going to be reacting. We should do a reacting video to your Electric Circus days.
I have all the tapes.
Perfect. Let's do like a compilation. Is that a word? That is a word.
That
right?
is not
compilation.
a word.
Compilation.
Compilation.
That doesn't sound right.
COM complication.
No, compilation.
Compilation.
Anyway, don't worry. We're gonna figure it out, but we are gonna do a reaction
Two
video.
immigrants trying to say a big word.
We're like, what?
Computation.
Computation.
All right, listen.
Thank you so much, everybody, for being with us and your amazing comments and the good laughs.
Edward's like, please, Maria, show. What does it say? Share with, no, don't share with.
Yes,
we're not talking about
yes, 100%. We're gonna make a video. We're gonna attach it all together, and then we're gonna do our reaction.
There's like Latinos trying to compilation.
30 minutes later. Is that what the word is? Compilation. Okay.
Compilation. Yeah. Latinos trying to say.
Okay, we made it though. We made it. We needed your help, but we made it.
We said it. We said compilation. There we go. Whatever, man. Don't judge us. Don't judge us. We got millions of followers. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching, listening, and hearing from us. All of our social sites are right there. Please like, share, and subscribe to make sure that anytime that we go live, that you get that notifications. We will be back on Saturday for our faith-based podcast, and we will be back next Monday. Schedule as usual, and business as usual. No problem.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great week.
Dude, what was your takeaway?
Oh, is that what we're doing?
Yeah, your takeaway.
Actually, I really love talking about service and just the fact of the endorphins. I like what you said with regards to endorphins.
Yeah.
I think it's a feel good. I think especially if you're struggling, having a hard day, go and do something. Do an act of kindness.
Yeah.
And see what happens.
I agree. Yeah, the one that I did not. It was the reducing of the stress, the cortisols.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
So maybe when you're feeling stressed, then find a way to serve someone else.
Serve someone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you so much. We love you. The song is back in the background. Electric. Man, stop talking about Electric Circus. Have an amazing day. Love you all. Thank you.
Get a minute, don't know. Get a minute of your time. Get a minute of your. First job gotta live right, and I'm never gonna let you out of my side. I've been knocked out, was a nice try, but I guess I get to keep my head on this time. God of the creation, the relations I've got, the only one that keeps me safe, the only one you should trust. For sure, it ain't right that I have checked the speck of dust from all of its side. Fall down, that from my height, cause I didn't see the plank I have in my eye. When I want to be found, what keeps you eased out? What takes you off your mind?
Guess you want this, I want this. Everybody in this, we should have it. Stop illusions, it's in your hands. Show yourself, reveal it to them. Take the time to recognize it. You won't leave me even if I tried it. You're the artist in the mess, and happily be formed anew in your hands.
I show that I live right, and I'm never gonna let you out of my side. I've been knocked out, was a nice try, but I guess I get to keep my head on this time. God of the creation, the relations I've got, the only one that keeps me safe, the only one you should trust.
Yeah, you better.
For sure, it ain't right that I have checked the speck of dust from all of its side. Fall down, that from my height, cause I didn't see the plank I have in my eye.